Hi everybody, this is Luc Benoit, and today I had a friend and client of mine come in. His name is Gary, and we taped this session because we wanted to show you the progress that he's been making, which has just been phenomenal, and to actually just share it with the world because it has been so literally incredibly incredible. So watch along with us and see what's going on with Gary, and we hope that you will enjoy it. Take care.
I can't believe when I left the one time where I was present and grounded and tried to even get out of that box. I couldn't get out of the box for like a good, maybe almost 2 days.
Well, one of the things you said to me is you tried to worry about the future.
I couldn't.
And that for a period of about 4 days you couldn't make that happen.
Yeah, I wanted to see if I could break out of that compartment of clarity with no clutter in it.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to purposely,
Okay.
and I couldn't do it.
And so that was for about 4 days?
For about 4 days.
And how is that now?
It's actually good, even though I have my little periods. But as I sit here now, I mean, not to sound over the top, but I feel somewhat euphoric. I don't feel like the first time I came in here like I was probably able to hide under that chair.
Well, you've made some incredible changes.
But in my mind...
And some incredible changes have happened to you, even with your nervous system and your physiology, because of a lot of the tools that you've used and participated in. You know?
Right.
So it should feel real different, and that's why it does.
I mean, I'm the most humble guy in the world, but after it's like, you know what? I got it going on. I have a lot to bring to the table. Not to be cocky, but to finally have confidence.
Look at how the ideas, the negative beliefs, the thoughts have shifted.
Yes.
And then your body feels different afterwards.
It feels different. I feel like I have a spring in my step again.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I feel like I have a spring in my step again. And when I left here after my last session, driving up the coast, I was trying so hard to break out of that present moment of clarity and of just joy, where almost the inner peace that surpasses all understanding, where you can have a tear because you're in the present and you know that there is some greater force out there, and everything from the ocean to the sunset to the mountains just seems to really jump out of you just because of it's hard to articulate what I want to say. I think you know what I'm getting at.
I think you did it. I think you really did it. You know.
Yeah.
So the question now becomes, what is it that you want to feel differently about now and shift? If we look at the normal flow chart on the board that's always there, my vision, my goals, what actions do I need to take? Are there blocks that are in the way? What do you want to do now in terms of getting from where you are here to where you want to go? And what will it be like when you get there?
I want to give it away, and sorry, I'm very happy. I want to give it away because I never thought I could feel this way ever again in my life. Matter of fact, I don't remember growing up and ever feeling this way. Coming out the other side of the tunnel and seeing the light is absolutely amazing. I think before I wasn't really afraid to die. I think I was afraid to live. paralysis had set in. And
to have to continue living.
Yeah, continue
to be
living.
afraid to have to continue living.
And I think all the anxiety was so like selfish because I was so focused on me, but all the tools and the joy and peace that I feel now, however, it's not through rose-colored glasses. I do have times that I perceive as challenging or not.
But now let me ask you this, because you learned some new skills recently,
Yes.
even more new skills,
Yes.
about how to let go and how to not be upset about things that are upsetting you.
Yes.
And we looked at more than once the 4 questions with the Byron Katie. Is it true? Can you know that it's true? If it's removed from you, who would you be without this thought? We've done that several times, very effective. And then also the tapping, the faster tapping that we've done, which was just like a bazooka for you in terms of creating change. So now, you have these tools at your disposal, and the question sort of becomes, where do you want to point them now? What else do you want to use them on? Is there other material you want to get rid of? Or even just what's up on your plate now, new challenges that you're having to deal with?
Those questions actually, I'm so present and so full of joy.
Tell me about that.
It's actually, when you said the tapping, I've, over the years, from meditation to weekly, hour-long acupuncture sessions, to many things. However, the tapping, which initially I was skeptical.
Everyone's skeptical always.
I don't even know if I can articulate. It absolutely, my fretting of the perceived future was diminished, I want to say almost immediately. I don't know how. I know you and I were doing the tapping together, and when I left, and it was almost, it felt so good, but it was almost, I had to say to myself, now Gary, you're not used to being in the present without all this rumination and clutter going on in your, so why don't you just see if you can start thinking about this and that. And on my drive home, I was so present and grounded from the tapping that I want to say for probably 4 days, I was present. I'm still actually amazed. And what amazes me now is that we've talked and that I've come into your room. I feel the same as if we had just tapped, to where I am present and cannot fret about next year or even tomorrow, or even you pose the question of what's on my plate. I'm so present, I don't even really think I can answer that.
I don't even have
honestly.
A plate.
Yeah, I don't have a plate.
Yeah.
I can't even believe I got to that point, because it seems so long ago,
It's
and it
just
really
huge.
wasn't.
It's just huge. It's like when on Star Trek, when the ship goes like, real boom, pew, and it goes quantum speed. That's how it happened. Like, you were here and you were settling, and then a commitment level happened, and then it just took off.
I love those sound effects. I wish you could do that.
I know, I'm so good at that. Yeah.
But yeah, it's so, and I actually, I feel, but I have to say, you pose that question, and I can't even answer you
Let me
to
ask
what's
you,
on
what's
my
coming
plate.
up for you next week? What do you have to
Um,
deal with next week?
Next week, I have a job interview. Um, and I did a phone interview, and
So you're going to have an interview with an established company in their entertainment division. This is something upcoming.
Yes, and when I was, out of work and kind of introverted, and my self-esteem and my, feelings, and just the ruminating of, feeling unworthy, unproductive, and, feeling things that are not good. But yet, everything, I don't know, it's like life is coming so fast, and normally I would be fretting. And I mean, I'm very excited for the interview, yet somewhat apprehensive, but I just know from, being coached and mentored, and the tools that I have, and actually kind of being in action, that I have a lot to bring to the table. And my prior career, that chapter of my life is closed. Another door is opening, and I'm swimming with the current. I'm not swimming upstream. And
That sounds very positive.
whatever it does, and I didn't know I could ever be so glass is half full type of guy. I mean,
that's pretty cool.
I can have that
Mhm.
facade and project that, but internally before, I was just becoming very pessimistic, and I don't want to carry that energy around, because
No.
I mean, I want to toot my own horn. I'm a good guy, even though I'm a very humble guy. I'm
Let me
very
ask you this.
excited about my future.
Is there any fear present when you think about what's upcoming? And we've looked at this list on the board a million times. What are the fears? Abandonment, I could lose your love, I'm defective, I'm different, shame, maybe people won't like me, feelings could be hurt, I can't make it on my own, any of these crazy things, self-esteem issues.
I have to say, I'm so present now that I'm excited, and I'm not fearful at all, because I know that what will be, will be.
Okay.
Whether I am offered this new career path, or whether it's just an experience to
Yes.
go engage people on an
Yes.
interview and practice, that's great for me.
You bet.
Either way, I'm that, I don't know how to articulate, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but I'm that present in the fact that I know what will be, what will be.
Okay. Let me ask you this, because we talked a little bit about this on the phone a couple days ago, and you had a little, I don't want to say fear, but you had some anticipation about it coming up, right?
Yeah.
Now, something I'm noticing today is you kind of come in here and you get into your place, and it super centers you. It's sort of like your muscle and spirit memory super aligns you when you are in this room, in that spot. It brings all the good stuff together for you, because this is your good spot, right?
It is, and I told you initially, I'm sorry.
No.
It's actually joy. Sorry, I can't contain myself. But it's always
Your only job is to
lean,
be. That's it.
right, leaning against the leather couch, and at this particular spot on the shag carpet.
Mm-hmm. It's a good carpet, huh?
It's a great carpet, which I was a product of the 70s, and maybe I'm in that time machine going back to my youth. But this seems to be the spot. I would love to be on the recliner or the chair. However, this is where I gravitate to every time. And the way I feel right now, I'll keep gravitating
Okay,
right
good.
here.
That's good. Okay, well, let's try something different. Go ahead and close your eyes now. Take a few breaths. Okay. And you know, there's no wrong answer, no wrong way to do this. Just kind of go with this. And imagine you're not at this spot on the shag rug next to the leather couch. You're just at home. And at home, now you're thinking about what's coming up next week. Does the experience change?
I will say that after I've sat on the shag carpet and leave and go home, to me, when I leave here, I have a certain spring in my step, and I carry this with me.
Get this, but we're going to come right back to this. I just want to remember this thought. Sounds like a really good idea for us to have you run down to IKEA and pick up a goddamn shag rug to bring back to your house, because that physical contact with that really seems to feed you in a good way, and that's a good trigger for you to be able to fire and think about. So just that's a thought, okay? For whatever it's worth. I think it was $99, $79. Whenever you get that extra cash, that's something to think about going to do. But back to the other thought, continue.
Now that was profound.
You bet it is.
That
It's your
was
body.
profound.
Your body
Absolutely.
responds. Your body knows. So let's capitalize on that and make use of it.
That was profound. And
Let me
I don't
let me
really
ask
know
you
what to
about
say.
this. Let me ask you about this. This interview is coming up. Okay. Tell me about that. Do you have a movie of that in your mind?
I do somewhat.
Okay, before we even talk about it, close your eyes, take a few breaths, and I want you to just see the whole movie starting now, go, of this interview and what's going to happen. Play the whole thing out from beginning to end, and when you reach the end of this process, let me know. See it all the way through.
My interview is Wednesday at 10 a.m. I am big on punctuality, so I know I will get there probably at 9:15 and sit in my car and maybe meditate a little bit. I'm very anal when it
That
comes
is
to
you.
being
That
on
is
time.
you, yes.
And
I need a little bit of that. Send that little energy of that my way.
I will definitely be suiting up to show up. I'm going to be dressed for success, and I feel that at the end of the conversation, there'll be a smile, and I'll smile, and a handshake with a welcome aboard. That's the way. And I'm not cocky by any means. That this is just my confidence that I didn't think I had before, and the energy that I'm feeling now. That being said, being out of the game for a year and a half, I didn't think I could do it, and now I know I can do it, and it's a great feeling. But I'm very excited, and I see this movie playing out in my mind, and
Let's do this, just for the fun of it. Close your eyes. Go to the end of the movie, see the end, and now Rewind the movie. Play the whole thing backwards. See all of it go backwards. Every action backwards. Every bit of it. Rewind, rewind till you get to the very beginning. When you get to the beginning, let me know.
I'm there.
Now, start the movie again. Let it play. This time, let the energy be 2 steps higher, and it all just feel a little bit even better than it did before. And now let that movie play all the way through, from beginning to end. And when you reach the end, go ahead and let me know.
I'm at the end.
And tell me, what was this like?
It was even. It was actually even more over the top in that I wasn't in there 5 minutes and just the energy that I exuded, and there was a connection with myself and the interviewee and the panel that I was offered a job and to come aboard. I would say within 10 minutes of being in there.
Wow.
And that, well, I'm not even going to say that. I was going to say that doesn't seem possible, but in my mind,
Well, what if it doesn't happen that way?
if it doesn't happen that way, the experience of the preparation to, and I'm talking the little things, shower, shave, put
Yes.
on my Sunday best, so to
Yes.
speak,
Yes.
and go present myself and engage and go through the process will make me a better human being. It will be a learning experience, and it'll be something that I cherish and that I'm able to take with as I go on through life, and that's something no one can take away from me. And it's odd to me that I'm okay with that one way or the other.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is a light shade of green.
Okay.
I don't really want to say a seafoam green, but a light,
Okay.
something that's calm.
Okay. Take yourself to the end of the movie again, and now rewind it. Let it all go backwards. See everything happen in reverse, from the end of the movie all the way to the beginning. And when you reach the beginning of the movie, let me know.
I'm at the beginning.
Okay, and also I want you to tell me, what is a favorite song or piece of music of yours that when you hear it, it just absolutely uplifts you and brings you into a state of joy?
That's easy. I would say, even though it's not from my favorite group, this song in particular is just, it's actually by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and the name of the song is called The Southern Cross.
Okay, so play the movie again. This time, you're going to notice all over the place in this movie that beautiful, almost seafoam green color, occasions of it everywhere in this movie, and the soundtrack is going to be that song. Let it start now, play, and let the movie go all the way through. And let the feelings of it just fill up your mind and your body as you have this experience. Preparing for the actual experience. Let it go all the way through. Feel it as deeply as you can, and when you reach the end, let me.
I'm at the end.
Okay. And what is that like?
Inner peace and bliss and no worry or no prediction on just blissfulness.
So it's all good.
It's beyond good. I can't really articulate.
It's good. It's good. Now I want you to open your eyes and just mirror with me like we do. Okay. I let myself feel this feeling.
Let myself feel this feeling.
And I love it.
And I love it.
And I recognize that I deserve it.
And I recognize that I deserve it.
And that I deserve all good things.
And I deserve all good things.
And I allow all those good things.
And I allow all those good things
to come to me.
To come to me.
And to manifest.
And to manifest.
In my life.
In my life.
And I let it go.
I let it go.
I let it go.
I let it go.
It's okay to let it go.
It's okay to let it go.
It's safe to let it go.
It's safe to let it go.
It's perfect to let it go.
It's perfect to let it go.
I 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 let it go.
Now, how does it feel?
I feel like my mind is, I would say, like an empty box. It's just empty, full of air without, and I feel